All right, part 2 of spiritual survival tactics. So, number 3 is faith, rest. Because the battle we fight is a lifelong battle, we must learn to reserve our strength, to fight in such a way that we achieve maximum results with minimum effort. As we spend more and more time in spirituality, we learn to rest spiritually even as we toil physically. Jesus described this rest to his disciples in the picture of a branch abiding in a vine. John chapter 15, verse 4 and 5. Apart from fellowship with Christ, we can do nothing. In that fellowship, we can do nothing but receive. We must learn to resolve anxiety and inner conflict. Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 24. Philippians chapter 4, 6 through 7. By trusting and resting in the promises and principles of the Word of God. Matthew chapter 11, 28 through 30. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 12. Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 15. This is the faith rest life. Hebrews chapter 4, 1 through 3. Number 4, living in the Word. A soldier must carry his environment with him. He has to be able to stop anywhere, throw up his tent, and be at home. We have a similar provision. We are able to be at home in the Word. While Jesus, the living Word, is a home in us, Ephesians chapter 3, verse 17, the Hebrew language in Psalm 138, verse 2, says that God magnifies His Word above His very name. We must give the Word first place in our lives. Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. This means we must develop a lifestyle that makes Bible study the priority. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, 2 Peter chapter 4, verse 18. The textbook on living in the Word is Psalm 119. Study it. And number 5, occupation with Christ. Though we do not see Christ physically, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 8, as we learn to live in the Word, we begin to perceive Him more clearly by the eye of faith, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 27. In the spiritual battle, it is the unseen, not the seen, that we must be concerned with. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, 17 through 18. Concentrate on the person of Jesus Christ, Hebrews chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. Fix your attention on Him exclusively. Hebrews chapter 12, 1 through 3. Only in this way can you follow His steps. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. Through the minefield of the cosmic system. And since I'm living in my car now, I've told people, if you want me to come over to your house, you better be ready to talk about Jesus, because that's all I talk about. I'm concerned for souls. I'm concerned for my friends. Because that's all that comes out of me right now, is Jesus.